Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along back to One Hub Racing P2 tier. We're here tonight in the Red Bull Ring in Austria. This is our second attempt starting the stream, but we're getting ready to go now. We're here in the Styrian Hills in the Red Bull Ring. My name is Evan Dalton and I am joined alongside Matthew for this evening. Matthew, how are you doing?
I'm doing a bit better now. We've got the technical issues all sorted out and ready to go here in the fantastic scenery around this racetrack, and it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's an absolutely stunning background. I seen in your interview you were saying it's a stunning scenery, and I have to agree, it's beautiful around these parts of Austria. But we're going to see some beautiful race cars around a beautiful circuit this evening. It's currently JM who is on pole here in Austria, but if you missed Miami, the top 5 actually changed from the race. It was Cam came on and won it on the track, but Cam picked up a penalty for a TAS issue, and that is really disappointing. If you don't know what TAS is, it is our telemetry system, which you can have access to as well, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, really unfortunate to pick up a penalty there. So your top 5 were J. Cole, who picked up the win. J. Cole picked up his first One Hub Racing win. It was Waite in second, JM in third, Cam in fourth, and Schnitzel in fifth. So they were the top 5 from Miami. But we're here at the Red Bull Ring. It looks like it's JM setting the early pace, but still a lot of guys on qualifying laps. Last week's race winner J. Cole is one of those. But Matthew, Miami was a bit of a weird race. Would we expect to see a different winner this evening?
I would imagine if all things go how they did down in P4, it's anybody's guess who's going to win tonight, but I would imagine there's going to be a separate winner tonight, and hopefully there's no such issues with the TAS and everything looks good.
I have TAS up and running, so it's working well this evening.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I think J. Cole across the line in the final corner, and it's a 105.251 for XLJ Cole to set the early times here in qualifying. Colin Orr Mason is coming around turn number 9 now and towards turn number 10, the Red Bull mobile curve, as he exits the corner in 5th gear, flat out towards the line. Where's this going to put Colin? He goes to the top with a 105.1. Colin picked up a 20-second time penalty after Miami, which dropped him well and truly out of proceedings. He got that for a collision with X2Q. That was the issue there. It was a collision. I can't remember what collision it was, but he did pick up a 20-second time penalty in the stewards. They gave him that one. Schnitzel is running 9th. Of course, he was in the top 5 last week. He'll be looking to do the same. It was Lass Lawson who got pole last week in Miami Gardens. Can he do the same again? He great pace, but the race pace wasn't quite there. Matthew, did you find race or quali easier here around the Red Bull Ring?
Actually, for me, it was the quality that was way easier. I was quicker than I thought I could be, which got me a little bit excited for the race. It just never panned out down in the P4 tier earlier on. But yeah, I qualified P10, which I'm more than happy with. That was a fantastic effort from myself, and a very close session all up and down the grid in qualifying.
Well, it's coming into turn number 9 now. Rinth, the name after the famous Jochen Rinth, of course, as he enters turn number 9, takes a bit of inside curb, takes a little bit of outside curb, but misses his apex for the final corner. Is this going to be enough to see him on pole? Absolutely not. He's well down on his time, and it'll be 11th for Lass on his first attempt here in qualifying. Larkin has just gone purple in Sector 1, the new man. Used to be formerly XL Larkin, now ERT Larkin, racing for the fantastic ERT racing team. It's currently JM purple in Sector 1, so that is a glitch on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, as Larkin heads around the Schloss Gold and entering the middle sector. It's a double left up him here that he's approaching, 7th gear, downshifting of course to 5th as he enters, hooked the car in nicely. The Oracle Red Bull Racing, it's a home race for the Red Bull crew, of course. It's XLJ Cole and ERT Larkin, the two Red Bull Racing drivers, as there is a Ferrari stopped in the middle sector, but I believe it is Cam who's just going slowly on an outlap. Larkin rounding the final few corners into the Red Bull mobile curb. You don't invalidate on the exit of that corner, because absolutely will ruin your lap. Larkin across the line, he will beat his teammate, he'll put it on the front row just behind Colin Orr Mason, just by about a 10.5 there, ladies and gentlemen, but not a bad lap at all by Larkin.
No, very good lap, but I just want to, there's something going on in the well, I was going to say there's something going on in the Mason family, because not to give it away, but very, very worthy winner tonight down in P4 was a relative of Colin R. Mason, so maybe he can go 2 for 2 in that family today. But he's currently in P2 as he just got beaten by Larson.
Yeah, Larson goes to the top. Nick goes to third to make it a Mercedes 2-3. Of course, Mercedes, the team historically good around the Red Bull Ring. The most successful winners are not in the Mercedes crew, but we'll have to wait and see how that one's going to end up at the end of the stream. Make sure you stick around, give us a follow, give us a like if you're enjoying the content here, ladies and gentlemen. We have some fantastic races on for you this evening. You can head over to our YouTube channel at 8:30 to check out the P1 tier, or stick with us. We're not going to complain, as we are on board with Wait for McLaren, who's on a lap. He's heading down towards the Schloss Gold of turn number 4, braking on that curb. It's what you want to do in qualifying, but in the race it's almost not as good. You have to kind of avoid it a little bit, especially if you're sending one down the inside. It's a very popular track for overtaking, a very popular corner. That one specifically is. Here comes Wait entering in towards turn number 8, the unnamed turn number 8. It's a left-hander, and it's almost a waiting game just to get on the power as he enters in towards turn number 9 of Rindt. How does he take this one? We've seen some drivers take it a bit slower. No, that's fairly quick through there for Wait. We're on board with the McLaren as he enters in towards the final corner. Bolt towards the line. Not a bad attempt this. Where's it going to put him? It's going to put him to 6th position. The man who finished 2nd last week was battling for the lead all the time with Cam. He goes to 6th. He is 3 tenths off the pole of Lass, who is looking really good at the top.
Yep, looking good so far, but I'm sure people will start improving as the track starts to evolve, and the track temperature currently, if you're into that sort of thing, is 31 degrees with an air temp of 22. So that could be very useful information for all the drivers to have. It's not expected to get much colder either, so it's going to pretty much stay like this. So, although there's a slight chance of rain in the race, so we'll get there, but it should be a bit of a cooler race, so that could do well for their tyres.
Not a bad afternoon, 22 degrees, it's nice, you can have an ice cream, but Cam is flying here. In Sector 1 he was a 10th off the best, he's done a 29.7 in Sector 2, so he's a little bit off in the middle sector. This seems to be where the Ferrari is struggling the most, entering towards the final 2 corners. Oh, Cotego, now he's into the pits, he's backed off, and that is why that lap was slow. Lukey was running well in Miami, but the Aston Martin is going for pole position today. He wants a win. Who doesn't want to win? Let's be real. Who doesn't want to win? Entering in towards the Schloss Gold, Lukey downshifts to 3rd gear. The Aston Martin, it was a 16.2 in the first sector, so it's about a 10th off. It's 2 tenths in fact of ERT Larkin, who's currently purple in that sector. Entering towards the middle sector now is Lukey. We'll keep an eye on his delta times. It's a 29.1 in the middle sector. Again, that's not a bad job. It's only about 2 tenths off the fastest time, but he's dropped it and invalidated it there, ladies and gentlemen. So the lap time was there, but unfortunately the precision was not. His teammate is on a run behind him. Let's see what the Aston Martins can do in this qualifying session.
Yeah, absolutely. Precision definitely wasn't there, but last season he was in the precision tier, if I remember rightly. So that was quite a little nice little segue that probably only I enjoy.
I actually like that one as well. I didn't know what tier he was in, so I had to see, but we're going to see one of the Aston Martins go up to 3rd. That is onto the 2nd row of the grid, the front of the 2nd row of the grid, just ahead of the boss man Nick. Larkin is improving slightly as we head down towards the Schloss Gold of turn number 4, braking just under the Emirates Bridge. There's a slow car in the first sector. I believe it is Fatality who's just letting a few runners through. Looks like Lukey's gone for another attempt. There's a slow car as well on the exit there, but that is just one of the Hasses, and it's Delgezu pulling out of the way. Here comes Larkin into the middle sector. It's a flying middle sector for Larkin here. This could really challenge the top time of Lawson. It is not in fact purple for Larkin. It is purple. It's 2 purples for Larkin. I was looking at his teammate J. Cole entering the Red Bull Mobile curb. This is going to be a lap to the top if he can hook up that final corner well. Here comes Larkin across the line. It is a 1:04.859 for ERT Larkin. New name, new game for Larkin. He's up the top of the timing tower with 5 minutes 48 seconds to go. Colin R. Mason improving on a time, but there's no purple sectors. He's about a 10th off in the first sector. He's about the same in sector 2. What can he do across the line for Colin R. Mason? He will go onto the front row of the grid. Look how close that one is, ladies and gentlemen. The top 3 separated by less than a 10th of a second here. Very exciting qualifying as Lass is starting his 2nd final run. Of course, you can get a lot of laps in. It's a really short lap time around the Red Bull Ring, and even the pit lane is quite short as well. Pit lane time is about 16.1 seconds is estimated, but of course your pit stop we'll change that, of course. You could get a really good pit stop, or you could get a fairly slow one. Lukey popped himself into 6th, but last week's race winner, Cam, down in 16th so far. Bit of a surprise there.
A little bit of a surprise, but then it's really, he came from outside the top 10 last week anyway, so he's probably a little bit lower than you may expect, but certainly he's capable of going back through the field, as we saw last week.
Yeah, he's capable of a bit of a comeback, as Nick is on a flying lap now, we believe. Although we do have to cut to Lass, who's just gone purple in the second sector, and he's gone purple by quite a substantial margin, entering into Rinth corner, heading into the Red Bull Mobile curb, on the limit, super smooth steering. Has he run it a bit wide? Absolutely not, perfectly on the limit. Lass across the line, it will be top, it'll be a 104.8, but it's not even by that big of a margin, so there is still another few pages in this chapter of Austrian qualifying. Del Gezu has gone to 13th ahead of Thomas Mack in 14th, and Fatality has improved to 16th, 9/10 off the pole. Cam Rules was up at his time, but it seems like he's made a mistake somewhere in the lap. We're going to see Schnicksel start a run now. Schnicksel finished 5th last week in Miami, of course, but qualifying wasn't as good as his race. Just like a lot of drivers last week, it was a fairly hectic one around the Hard Rock Stadium, with Schnicksel heading up towards turn number 3. He's improving, but it's not by a lot. It's a fairly good first sector, to be fair, for Schnicksel. Yeah, it's a 16-1. That is matching the current man on pole, but where last found all his time was that middle sector in towards the Schloss Gold. We have our first retirement qualifying. It's Cam Rules, who will start 18th, which is not a good qualifying for him, as Schnicksel entering in towards turn number 7 of Worth Kerr, or apologies, this is 7 of Worth Curve, as there's an improvement from J. Luke there. He's put himself wide in the mix here. He's gone up to 4th, very interesting. We'll see what Schnicksel can do. It's an alright middle sector. It's not challenging the front runners at all, but that middle sector by the man on pole is absolutely clear of anything anyone else has done. Here's Schnicksel across the line. Where can he improve to? He's got to go into towards the top 10. It is 10th position for Schnicksel, but really the shootout is still to come in this one.
Yep, there's certainly a lot more to come in these final 3 minutes. A little bit of change, as you will see. There's quite a small distance between the top 4 there. 4 in the 1 minute 4.8 club. Can we have any more later on in the session to get in that club? As Rich is on a lap, but he's a little bit down from what he's done before. Schnicksel is not on a lap right now, so doesn't look like it anyway. And J. Cal has invalidated, so J. Cal, I should say, not J. Cal, apologies. But J. Luke in P4 there, he's, well, it's a little bit early to say this, but he may be looking at a TAS infringement, because he's down as player 11, so that's not great.
Oh, that's a TAS infringement. Yeah, that is going to be a penalty for a TAS infringement. Of course, you can use the TAS, but yeah, the man in P4, J. Luke, is looking at a penalty there for a TAS infringement. As we see Rich fly off the circuit heading into the Red Bull Mobile curve. There's a couple of guys going on their outlaps now. There's no purple sectors at all. Rich actually did a personal best middle sector, but as you've seen, he had different ideas for the final few corners. It'll be a shootout waiting to happen. It's going to be X2Q who gets us underway here for the qualifying shootout, but really in terms of the heavy hitters, it's going to be Colin or Mason, so we'll stick with him. Heading down towards turn number 1, the Nicky Lauder curve, as named part of the only Austrian to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Colin or Mason rotating towards turn number 1, taking it in a high gear, mind you, but he's flying up the hill towards turn number 3. Of course, the new chicane from MotoGP was installed in that turn 2 for this weekend, in fact, as Colin or Mason braking in towards turn number 3. He's a bit down in the first sector. He does have the current fastest final sector for Colin or Mason, so if he can find a bit of time in the middle and match that in the final, he could be on for a bit of a run here, down towards turn number 4 of Schloss Gold. Colin or Mason, not a bad job through there, but we really have to wait and see for the sector times. There's personal bests going in for J. Cole as well in this session, as Colin or Mason rounds the left-hander in towards the other left-hander. He is improving. It's a decent middle sector. It's a 28-9, so he's a bit off the front runners and he's backed out of it. He's invalidated. He'll get another bite of the cherry, but him and Larkin have both invalidated their final runs, and X2 as well has had a mistake there, but Lars Lawson is improving here. He's not gone purple in Sector 1, mind you. He has improved, however, by a small margin, heading down towards the Schloss Gold of Turn 4. It's a crucial corner because he has the purple sector in this middle sector already. He wants to try improve on that as he rotates in the right hand, short shifting up the gears in his Haas Formula 1 car. We'll see what the middle sector is. He currently has a 28.7. We're going to wait and see what the result of this one is as he enters in towards the left hander. He's down on his time here, so this is interesting. Larkin is done. He's invalidated his time. Colin O'Mason did not make the line. The shootout we were expecting has not quite happened. Can Lance find enough in his final sector? No, he's invalidated. A lot of guys making mistakes. J. Luke is down on his time as well. JM has backed off on his time. There's a couple of PBs going in as there's a car on the wall. It's the Aston Martin of X2 who has gone in the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Lukey's improving by quite a margin on this qualifying lap. The front runners have all made mistakes, but it could be the guys in the middle who could pull a shock here. Lukey is on a really decent run this one as we see an improvement up the top. It was, I believe it was J. Luke who's gone to 4th there once again. I'm not quite sure if he was there before, but he's definitely there now as Lukey. He's going to put his Aston Martin on the front row right at the death. We said he was on a cracker of a lap. He was on a cracker of a lap, and he has improved, ladies and gentlemen. It will be Lance Lawson on pole for the second time in 2 weeks. He will be joined by Lukey on the front row as JM is down on his time by quite a margin. Ladies and gentlemen, that is qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix. Unbelievable there to see a lot of guys making laps. Just look at the gap between the front two.
That is incredible. You couldn't really get much closer. 7 thousandths between the front row, and that is what we came to expect here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 1 minute 4.8 club. Usually you'd be on the top row with that, but you could be 5th place with the 104.8, which is, I don't know how you'd feel about that, frankly, but that's sterling work from the entire grid. Look how close it is all the way down.
Yep, unbelievable. 9-10 separating the top 17, with Cam Rolls being the only one a second adrift, and he retired earlier on in the session. There could be more potential in that McLaren, waiting on JM to pit, but it is Lass on pole ahead of Lukey. As Lukey, a really experienced man, 147 Grand Prix finishes in One Hub Racing, over 1,000 points, over 1,100 points accumulated for the Aston Martin. It is going to be an interesting one, but it is the Dane on pole. It is Lars Lawson on pole for Haas, ahead of Lukey in second position, and then ERT Larkin in third. Colin Orr Mason will start fourth, ahead of J. Luke in fifth, who might get a TAS infringement penalty come the end of the race. Nick in sixth, ahead of Waite in seventh. XLJ Cole will start eighth after winning last week in Miami. JM will start ninth, ahead of Cam, who starts 10th. Came outside the top 10 to win last week on circuit. We'll see, can Cam do it again? It is X2Q who starts 11th, ahead of Schnicksel in 12th, Thomas Mack 13th, Rage Hunter in 14th, Rich 15th, Delgezu 16th, Fatality 17th, and Cam Rules not getting a proper time on the board. He will start 18th. But Matthew, you weren't far off with a prediction last week. Do we have another one for this week?
Well, I will let you know when we're lining up on the grid as to how I feel about it. It depends on strategy today, I think, but you're definitely going to have someone from the back end up there. Maybe Cam Rules could be up there challenging for the win later on, but there's so many people in this tier that could possibly do that. It all depends on how you nail your opening stint and your strategy, and if the safety cars benefit or hinder you.
And quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we are just going to run you through our sponsors. Big thank you to Next Level Racing for sponsoring the league by providing the prizes. Thank you to Pure Sim Gear, sponsors the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves. To the driver with the most combined pole positions and fastest laps over all tiers over the course of the season. Gamer-Goo, the new sponsor in the league, sponsors the league by providing Gamer-Goo samples to the trophy winners. Me and Matthew were saying last week we'd like to try one, and thank you to our partners. Vespertine partnered with Vespertine, who support our championship prizes. ERT partner the ERT Going Gets Tough Award and the league trophies. ERT, a big name team in One Hub Racing. And a final thank you to SimGrid, who power our community and our platform. SimGrid, a brilliant website. So thanks to all our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew, do you have any idea who's going to win this one now?
No, because I still don't know what tyres everyone's on, but...
well, we don't have a formation lap, so we are going to have to get started fairly quickly into this one. We are in the 4.31 kilometre Red Bull Ring in Austria, formerly the A1 Ring of Corsa, designed by, well, the renovations designed by Hermann Tilke. If you're looking at gear changes, you know, for some of the fact fans, it's about 32 on average in a lap. It's quite short, but we're getting ready to go here in Miami. 4, 5 red lights, not in Miami, in the Red Bull Ring. We go racing in Austria. Last Lawrenson has got a bit of a poor getaway. Look at the start from Lukey on the outside. He's got a great run up in towards turn number 1. The Nicky Lauder curve, named after the first Austrian to win here in the Red Bull Ring. Bit of a wobble from Colin Mason, who started on the second row. XL Larkin, or formerly XL Larkin, is attacking, but the front two side by side into turn 3 for the first time on lap number 1. Lass drawing round the outside of Lukey. Lukey defends the inside. Who gets the traction? Oh, Lass in the wall! Out of the race goes the Hassman, and that is the pole sitter out of the race. Unbelievable scenes in the Red Bull Ring. The man who was quickest in qualifying is the first to take that horrible trip back to the pits, and that is it, folks. The pole sitter is out. Safety car is out also. Lukey leads the race.
Lukey does lead the race, and he's got experience of getting a lot of points, as you mentioned earlier, but I just want to point out last week's on-track race winner, as we know, didn't quite get that in the end, but he's won 5 races before, so it's nothing new to him. He's had 18 podiums, 1 pole position, 7 fastest laps, and 71 points finishes out of his 77 starts, and approaching 700 points is Cam K there in P10, but I think my outside top 10 pick for potential podium today is going to be Thomas Mack, the only driver on
contact in the pits. There was contact in the pits between J. Luke and Colin Mason, the Mercedes, and I have it written in my notebook as well while we're running through facts. XLJ Cole, 10 points finishes in 10 races here in one hub, 102 career points. He crossed over the 100 points mark heading in after the race result in Miami, heading into here in the Red Bull Ring, so he's looking to keep up that point streak here. Lukey was pitting, meaning the tyre situation as of now, it is ERT Larkin leading the Grand Prix at Red Bull's home ahead of JM69 on the soft compound tyres, XLJ Cole on the mediums, Fatality on the softs, Thomas Mack on the hard compound tyres ahead of weight in 6th on the mediums. SFR Rage Hunter on debut here in P2 this season on the soft compound tyres in 7th, and then all our pitters are from Lukey down. From Lukey down towards J. Luke, all on the medium compound tyres, ladies and gentlemen, and Nick on the hards, and then Del Gesu on the mediums, Cam on the hards, Cam Rules on the mediums, and Schnicksel on the hards. But last out of the race, it was a horror start for him, really, and just look how the grid is shuffled up here.
Yep, that happened last week as well. The pole sitter didn't get off to their best start, but I'm sure they didn't quite. They at least made it round the first lap before they started having troubles. But yeah, it's just a bad start, and I think that was just, you could see the after effects of the bad start with the incident. And unfortunately, we've lost the pole sitter, and now it's anybody's guess who could win. And there's Colin in the pits there. Has he pit twice under the safety car? Did he get damaged? You said there was contact.
There was contact, but he did get hit from behind. As there's a front wing change here for Colin Mason, and he's gone for the hard compound tyres. He'll bring those to possibly the end of the race. He's served as 2 mandatory pit stops. We've seen an interesting strategy like this from Owen Wyatt last week in Miami, as Colin goes back on the hard, so could be a sensible choice in the end. He served his 2 mandatory pit stops, meaning he can do as much as he likes. Of course, if you're brand new to One Hub Racing, we've a few interesting rules for you to get used to. It is points for the top 12, ladies and gentlemen. We have engine wear, which you can check out all the informational stuff on our Twitter and YouTube channel, or join the Discord. You're more than welcome to here in One Hub Racing. Or the most interesting rule I find is 2 mandatory pit stops instead of 1, so we get some really interesting strategies, more unusual than your convenient 1 stop. The safety car will be in this lap, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Let us know down below who you want to win this one, as we're going to get going racing any time soon. Of course, the full race distance in Formula 1 is 71 laps. It's only 36 here, as it's a 50% race, so it does make sense.
It really does, but yeah, we're about to get going again, and that was possibly a very clever move there from Colin, because he doesn't have to pit again. His hards will go to the end, albeit they may struggle towards the end of the stint, but he's in a good position as well to potentially get a very good result here. Maybe even follow in the footsteps of his family member who got the win in P4. Maybe he could go 2 for 2, as we mentioned earlier. But
we go racing
on the restart.
once again in Austria. There's a yellow flag back here, and there's somebody pulled off to the side. It is Colin or Mason, who's got a bit of trouble there as Lukey up the inside of Rage Hunter on those fresh medium compound tyres compared to the softs. The softs will get the run up the hill here as there's a yellow flag behind. It is last week's on-track race winner Cam, who has gone at the back for Scuderia Ferrari. He's had an incident there somewhere along the line as J. Cole heading to possibly attack. He was possibly going to attack JM, but it didn't work out in the end. He had a rear kick that we've seen having the man out of the race last, but there's a real bunch here in the midfield. We've seen a bunch in the midfield last week in Miami, and that really hurt these guys' chances as Lukey is pressing on the fresher tyres. They're not that much fresher because, of course, we did have the safety car literally in sector 2 of the opening lap, so it wasn't as if a lot of guys did get their tyres worn. We're still on fairly fresh rubber as we head in towards the Rinth corner for the restart lap. It was not as chaotic on the restart as one might have thought, but Rage Hunter is the man attacking here.
Yes, he's definitely on the attack. As you can see, he's looking to get by Lukey, but Lukey is very, very difficult to overtake, as his record here would seem to indicate, but behind him there's a little bit of a train forming as well.
Delgezu trying a move almost on Nick, as Nick is trying to get the run up the hill on J-Luke, and then it just keeps carrying on. Bit of a move going to happen here though. There's a couple of guys sizing up and moving towards turn number 4, not quite making the move stick into 3, but Waite has had a poor exit, and this could be Lukey's time to shine. He's going to try charge one up the inside, but no, looks like Waite's going to have a lot more straight line speed in there, whether that's due to battery, slipstream, or it could be any form of the following. As that sentence made no sense in any form of language, I do understand, but you get what I mean. As Waite is looking, I'm not quite sure what Waite is doing, because it looks like he's almost backing off in the corners, but then pouncing on the exits. It's a more unorthodox driving style from Waite there, but it clearly worked in Miami.
Yeah, it certainly worked there, but I think it's certainly a bit of a more of a risk here, because there's undulation, there's hills, there's slight camber as well, so if you're not fully with it, you could definitely spin up the rear tyres by doing that. But yeah, you can see, oh, there's an incident
there. We go. There is what Matthew was talking about. It's Fatality who spun round, and it looks like Waite is going to finally attack Thomas Mack, heading up in towards turn number 3. There's a lot of hills here. Of course, the hills are alive with the sound of racing, a common phrase used relating with the Red Bull Ring, and it's 600 metres above sea level. 60% of the Styrian region is covered by forest, but this section is covered so far by a brilliant one-hub Grand Prix. Rage Hunter now trying to attack. Of course, this train was a little bit disrupted by that spin of Fatality. Fatality currently runs 15th, but he does still have to make his 2 mandatory pit stops, and he's on the soft compound tyres, which, as we know, do not last long on F122. Lukey, I thought he might have made a few more moves, but he's still under pressure from Rage Hunter, who still has the soft compound tyres in a decent nick, and it looks like that is Fatality. Gone round again. He's gone round, heading through Raunch, I believe, heading in towards the Worth curve. Unfortunate that for Fatality, but we have to quickly cut up the front. Look at this. This is a battle to make it a Red Bull 1-2 around the Red Bull ring. J. Cole is gone around the outside. He's got to get this one done. Super easy for J. Cole. Braking in towards turn number 3. Red Bull 1 and 2 here in P2 at the Red Bull ring. Lukey on Thomas Mack. Lukey's got that one done. Wow, that was done really easily, because he's not even close to him on the next straight. Yellow flag sector 3. I think that could be Fatality gone again. Unfortunately, Fatality's not had a very good lap 6 there, folks. It will leave him down the back. He won't go a lap down as he's not that far back, but he will certainly need a safety car in this Grand Prix. But there's always the possibility of a safety car here around the Red Bull ring. It's a track that does promote great racing.
Yep, that is absolutely true. I was just watching to make sure he wasn't going to retire in the pits, and it doesn't look like he's done that. He's gone to the hard tyre, which is seems to be a pattern forming here, but Thomas Mack in P6, as I called it from the top of it, he's on the great strategy on the hard. He can do what he wants with strategy. Of course, he does have to pit twice, but so does most people. And there's a bit of a battle between the cars here, the Williams and the Alpine, and the Williams didn't get that right, and he's gone round.
Oh no, Rage Hunter's gone.
Yes.
Same corner, exit of turn 1 seems to be a bit of a tricky spot for these drivers. There's no move from Lukey up the front, but if Lukey can just get the exit here on weight, he's still in a great opportunity to win this race. Of course, Lukey's already served one of his mandatory pit stops. He's going to have a go down in towards the slush goal. Will it be late on the brakes for Lukey? No, he's smarter than that, and he's going to back off. That's the experience showing there, but J-Luke is going to have a send up the inside of Lukey's teammate. Lukey's teammate X2Q got to try around the outside here as there's a yellow flag. It's fatality gone round again, but we're side by side here. J-Luke on the inside pushing the Aston Martin all the way to the curb. No contact made yet. Brilliant racing. Oh, but there's the contact, and they're both gone round. Oh no, that's awful for the both of them. It was such a clean battle until that moment, and now both cars are going to go sinking down the order 13 and 14. They could be even worse here, because here comes Cam. He's going to get past J-Luke for sure, the Ferrari, and that has not worked out for the pair of them, and fatality's gone round again. He is now a lap down on the entire field.
Yes, that's not gone well for Rage Hunter either. He's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that's clumsy. We've all done it though when we're chasing things, but just a quick note about the two Cams there. They're both having a bit of a bad week so far, but last week because of their races, they were the first rivals of the one-up season, and they were both asked these. Cam in the Ferrari was asked, does having won on track last week give him a confidence boost? After a reminder, of course, to check his telemetry settings. And while the other Cam was struggling last time out, and all he said was he's very famous for this.
Oh no, that's Thomas Mack gone into the gravel, heading through the worst curve of turn 7 and turn 8, and that is another man falling to the gravel. He's not beached it, which is possible on this game, but Thomas Mack has gone round for Alpine. Alpine now running 6th and 10th. He's recovered well, has Thomas Mack, as there is the Williams of JM into the pits, and it's fatality gone round in the middle sector, and when it's not your day, it's not your day.
It's not, and fatality's got a rear wing problem, so he's going to have all sorts of issues trying to keep that thing.
Here comes Lukey. Lukey's attacking in towards turn 3. He's lifted off. He wants the DRS, and now he attacks down the inside. Does Lukey? It's Aston Martin versus McLaren as we head down towards the slush goal of turn 4. Del Gesu's picked up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits, but wait, it's just got so much straight line speed down this straight down towards the braking zone. And Matthew, I'll let you get back to the interview.
Yeah, thank you. Just it's a track that everything's going to start happening.
Oh, here we go. It's kicking off again. That one's not developed. J-Luke's gone around the outside of JM, who is only out of the pits trying to heat up his fresh medium Pirellis. Not worked out there.
Not worked out on this occasion, but I'm sure he'll try again. But anyway, yeah, he just replied. He's very, very short answers his Cam. He makes me hungry. So I guess he wants more wins, which is always what you want to see. And the other Cam was asked, do you think that his play stop penalty after the race will dent his confidence? And how long would it take him to get it out of his memory? And Cameron replied, it shouldn't take long because he's one of the quickest in the tier, and he is one of the slowest, so he shouldn't affect him against me anyway.
Here comes Lukey around the outside in toward turn 3. He's made that one really, really simple. He's got that one absolutely sorted. His weight almost kicks out the rear into the braking zone. That's not how you want to do it. Swap for the Red Bulls. It is Larkin who has gone down to second, and there was no fight there. It was a planned move for Red Bull Racing, it looks like, as J. Cole has taken the lead of the race. And it's not unusual to see team orders around the A1 ring, as it used to be called. Of course, we remember back to that famous 2002 incident between Ferrari. Fun fact, they got $1 million fine for doing that because team orders were not allowed, as fatality is unfortunately our second retirement in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, as I saw that coming, unfortunately, he's got the, as you said, the rear wing damage, and that would make any, after I said that...
Oh, there's someone else gone round. That's X2Q gone round in the middle sector. We were looking at JM attacking Cam, as that is another man gone through the Worth curve. It's a tricky corner for these lot here. They're just getting the power on a little bit too early, as JM is still attacking that position. But the big thing here, let's see where Larkin's going to come out of the pits. Can he get out in a gap? Oh, I think he might have timed this one to precision, because there's a scrap here between JM and Cam, and absolutely Larkin is going to come out in front of these two. Beautifully positioned pit stop for Red Bull Racing. That is quite perfect, as we see Fatality's AI car pulling off to one side, and JM and Cam and J-Luke all in a scrap here for the minor placings. It is for 10th position as it stands, but these guys are all on different strategies. JM has pitted, or they all have pitted, apologies, but JM has pitted the more recent.
Yes, it's definitely going to be a very good battle of strategies here at the moment, and the guys I highlighted at the top of the show are in P8 and P7 on the hard tyres there. Thomas Mack had a little incident a couple of laps ago, but luckily didn't pick up any damage, and Taz doesn't report any rear damage at all, so luckily for him, he's got away with that moment, so he'll be a little bit more conservative with the tyres, hold it a bit wider so he doesn't have to take quite a tight line, but he does have DRS to try and get past Colin.
J-Luke's gone around through the Worth curve, which is what happens, as here we go. Waite is attacking back Luke, heading in towards turn number 3. This is the battle for second that has gone on all Grand Prix, really. Both guys still have to make a pit stop. No, Lukey doesn't have to make a pit stop, apologies. Waite does, as Lukey pitted on the opening lap. He led the opening lap, technically. He was leading when the safety car came out, and he probably led into the pits, but Lukey is attacking, and he's lost that position, actually, funnily enough, so Waite still has some life left in those mediums. Of course, they're only technically a lap older because of Lukey's pit stop, but Lukey only has to do one pit stop towards the end of the race. Waite has to do the 2.
Yes, that's definitely going to be key. More pit stops means more time loss, although it is a smaller pit lane, as you mentioned, it's still going to add up, and especially if you're in traffic, that's definitely going to hurt you.
I think Colin R. Mason's had an adventure off to the Worth curve as well. He's just lost 2 spots to Larkin and Thomas Mack, but we didn't quite catch what happened there for Colin. Colin's on the grass here, so that's what's happened to Colin. He's gone off-roading around the final corner in Austria. We know the Red Bull Drift brothers normally put on a bit of a show, but could we have the Mason Drift family maybe put on a bit of a show for after this one? Of course, one Mason has won a race tonight in one hub. If the other could do it from this position, it would be nothing short of incredible.
Yep, just imagine the scenes in that family when they gather for Sunday dinner.
Oh, imagine sitting down for your Sunday roast and it's, oh yeah, we won 2 league races on the same night. Don't think that's ever going to happen in my family, because I can't win league races and there's no one else who races. But Thomas Mack has unfortunately lost that spot to ERT Larkin. Larkin, the quickest man on the circuit at the moment. He set the fastest time so far in this race, 107.372 is the gap there, as Waite is into the pit lane. This is the first of 2 for the McLaren. He's in off the medium compound tyres, and what will he put on here? Will he be doing 2 sets of softs to the end, possibly, Matthew, or will it be a hard compound tyre for the McLaren team?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be answered now.
Softs, it's going to be strange, but I think he's going to go hard.
He's gone for hards, as there is a yellow flag. It is Del Gesu who's gone at turn number 3, and Del Gesu will unfortunately now be our 3rd victim to go a lap behind.
Yes, but unlike the other 2, he's still out there running for now, so that's always a little bit of a confidence boost if he can keep going. Points for the top 12, and of course there is a point outside the top 10 as well as inside the top 10 for fastest lap here in One Hub Racing.
Yeah, you can still do it. You may as well keep carrying on, because I can't imagine we'd go green flag to the end. We certainly didn't in Miami, as JM attacking Thomas Mack. This is developing into be a bit of a scrap here, but with the tyre advantage JM has, you can only imagine him to absolutely clear past Thomas Mack. But Thomas Mack, a bit of a handy defender here. There's JM lapping quite comfortably. Colin R. Mason's ran a bit wide because he's picked up a warning in the middle sector, as that is Del Gesu retiring in the pits, though unfortunately he hasn't carried on, as JM picks up a 3-second time penalty. The first man actually to pick up a track limits penalty here on lap 15. That's is quite good for the drivers. Normally you see a fair few around Austria as Larkin is attacking Schnitzel, heading in towards turn number 3 of Remus. This is going to be a bog standard DRS pass. There is going to be hopefully no difficulties for Larkin in this one. Schnitzel is on much worse tyres, and JM has done the exact same thing just behind. JM now up to 7th, Thomas Mack down to 8th, but Thomas Mack still has to serve his 2 pit stops.
Yes, indeed, but it's been an almost stellar. He's had one mistake. He's been into the gravel, as we mentioned before, but he's had a very good stint outside of that moment. And of course, Colin Mason there in P9, and last week's provisional winner in P. He's finally going up the field. He's in now in P10 on the hard tyres. He can really charge. I believe he will have done one stop as well, so he's in a great position. In fact, he's probably in a better position than Thomas Mack is, but Colin doesn't have to pit again.
Yeah, exactly. Colin doesn't have to pit again here. This is quite good for Colin or Mason. He's not doing too shabby at all here, as Nick has just broken into the DRS boundaries of Lukey on the hard compound tyres. So we could be seeing a bit of a charge here from the hard compound tyres because of the drop-off for the mediums.
Yep, there's definitely going to be a tyre performance boost for the hard runners, and the mediums that have been on for more than 13 or so laps are probably going to struggle, and they'll probably have to be in the very near future. So keep an eye on this situation. We have no idea who's going to win just yet. Could be a hard runner from now, could be a medium, or it could be someone that does something completely different that we haven't even noticed yet.
Could be an intermediate, maybe. Are we getting rain in this one, actually? I forgot to check the task, because there was a possibility of it, as there's a yellow flag in sector number 1. That is J-Luke, who's gone round. He's a recent pitter, and J-Luke has gone round at the back. So unfortunate for J-Luke there. We thought he might get a task penalty at the end of the race anyways, but he has gone round, unfortunately.
Yes, just double checking the weather. There doesn't seem to be any threat of rain. It's going to be slightly overcast and cloudy, but cool on the track, as it's currently 20 degrees air temperature, 29 on the track, and it's going to pretty much stay like that, and a little bit of an increased chance of rain towards the end of the race, but I don't think we are going to see any of the wet stuff today.
No, it's quite a nice afternoon here in the Red Bull Ring. It's looking brilliant for the fans in the grandstands, and there's certainly a great race going on here for all you watching the stream. So let us know who you want to win.
Yes, please do use the chat, and appreciate you hanging out with us here in One Hub Racing in the P2 tier on this lovely Friday in August, and we are halfway through the race, which means there's 50% of the race still to go.
Lukey is really struggling here. And Nick might just be ready to pounce as Lukey dives in to the pit lane. You can take any line you want into the pits. That was what was set by the stewards almost. Nick was actually ran wide at the final corner, but ERT Nick is now the man who is on the pounce. ERT Larkin, I keep saying XL Larkin, it's just force of habit at this point, but ERT Larkin is setting purple sectors left, right and centre here. He's flying, set the fastest lap of the race, but he also set 2 purple sectors on his final run. Schnitzel actually set the purple sector so far in this race. Certainly wasn't on his last lap, because he's on 17 lap old hards, as Lukey has come out in a battle here. He's come out with Waite, the man he was battling with earlier on in the Grand Prix. He's gone out behind him here, just like they were before, and Waite now is attacking Cam, but Waite has the fresh tyres. Cam also has warmed up tyres, apologies. It's Lukey that doesn't, but Cam certainly doesn't have fresh tyres. Here comes Wade, he's going to try one down the inside. These two had a fantastic battle in the Miami International Autodrome, and just like last week, Cam comes out on top here of Wade. So that's unfortunate for Wade. He couldn't get the move done, and now if Lukey can get his tyres warmed up, he will be ready to pounce as J. Cole comes in for the first of his mandatory pit stops, I believe. It's the soft tyres here.
Yep, that's his first mandatory done, so he could be going extremely aggressive and go medium, soft, which, if he can pull it off, then I tip my hat to it, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that because of the undulation and the just sheer load you take on the tyres.
I think he could do this. There's 60 laps left. He can do 2 stints. If he does 8 laps on each, he might be able to do it. His teammate managed to do 9, but there's a battle here between Schnixel and JM, and JM is now up to 4th, as that's Wade out of the Grand Prix. He's gone at turn number 1. It was an action area, as said by Matthew, and now the safety car is out, ladies and gentlemen. Just look how things can twist here in One Hub Racing. That is the beauty of this beautiful league, and Wade is out of the Grand Prix, a man who was battling for the podium. That means 2 heavy hitters are once again gone in this Grand Prix, and Nick will get a pit stop here. Will get to serve a second pit stop, possibly mediums to the end, and J. Cole, has that come at the wrong or the right time for him?
I mean, get back to us in about 16 laps and we'll tell you if the safety car was right or wrong for him, but I think at the moment it's pretty good. He's boxed, but of course that means that people that haven't will save a lot of time behind the safety car. There's less pit stop loss dropping through the pit lane under safety car conditions than there would be if everybody was going full speed. But Nick in for his final mandatory stop, and he's gone for the softs.
I don't think those are going to make the end here.
And my screen flickered, said he was on softs. I knew he wasn't, but I still said it anyway.
Oh,
thanks, Goldies. Appreciate it.
Yeah, mine said he was on softs too. He's gone for the mediums, and he's come out ahead of Lukey in second position. just look how things change. Nick is now in second position in this Grand Prix. We can put the positional change for you up on the screen. He's up 4. XL J. Cole is up 7. Lukey down 1. Of course, Lukey led into turn 3 in the opening lap, but the current running order is XL J. Cole leading from ERT Nick, leading from Lukey, leading from Larkin. Then we have JM in 5th spot ahead of Rich, Schnixel, Thomas Mack, Colin R. Mason and Cam K round out the top 10, and it is Rage Hunter, X2Q, Cam Rules, and then J. Luke. Who is J. Luke on the lead lap now? I think he might be. I think he stayed out to purposely get his lead lap back, which is the absolute correct decision to make, meaning J. Luke is back in the running.
Yeah, if he is back in the running, we'll find out very shortly. I believe he is. Otherwise it would say plus a lap, but he's not. He's a few seconds behind Cam. So yeah, that's good race management there from the man down in P14. But he's still in with a very good chance of points today. But you've got to tip your hat to Nick there. He's capitalised on the safety car at the perfect time for him, and he's going to be a potential provisional race winner. But of course last week he was in a good position as well, and it all went wrong for him in the closing stages. He won't thank me for reminding you of that, but that's exactly what happened. He'll be looking to avoid that, but he's in a great position, and Lukey behind him is also going to be gunning for a win as well. So this could be a very sensational end to this already fascinating Grand Prix.
We can get the pit stops up on screen for you now. There is only 2 men in the field who have not served their double mandatory pit stop. It is J. Cole and it is Thomas Mack, the leader of the race. Still has 1 pit stop to make here around the Red Bull Ring. It's the quickest lap in Formula 1 here, but it is the 4th shortest circuit behind Monaco, Mexico and Brazil. And of course the most successful drivers around here are both Max Verstappen and Alain Prost, both taking 3 Austrian Grand Prix wins. Of course Verstappen has 1 Styrian Grand Prix win to add on to that, so if you'd like to say the most successful driver around here is the circuit, it would be Verstappen, but it would be Prost and Verstappen if you're talking about the Austrian Grand Prix. Safety car will be in this lap, ladies and gentlemen. A very quick safety car period here. It'll be J. Cole who leads us in for Red Bull Racing. It's Nick in 2nd and Lukey 3rd. It'll be Red Bull versus Mercedes, a classical battle in One Hub, a classical battle in Formula 1, and who will lead lap 36 and cross the finish line to win the race? Well, it could be anybody of these 14. That's just the way these races go, as we're going to get ready to go racing anytime soon, folks. Nick parking his car on the outside, almost going alongside our race leader, but our race leader has caught Nick quite beautifully there as he heads power down through the Red Bull Mobile curve. Lukey is around at the back. He's in the wall at the final corner, and the man who could have won the race, the Aston Martin, has absolutely bottled it at the final corner. We go racing here in Austria. The action, barely kicked off, and it's already kicked off here. Schnixel attacking Rich up towards turn number 3. The Alfa Romeo race leader J. Cole powering down on the softs. Here comes Schnixel up the inside of Rich in towards turn number 3. The Alfa Romeo late on the brakes, pushes Rich the long way around the outside. Rich with a beautiful defence around the outside. Now Thomas Mack. Oh, there's contact there between the Alpine and the Alfa Romeo, and it looks like Thomas Mack has hit the barrier there. Schnixel, I think, has got away fairly damage free from that one, apart from maybe some positions as... No, he's lost an end plate. Nick Schnixel has lost an end plate, and that could be quite crucial damage for the Alfa Romeo. Really unfortunate, because I do believe it was no fault of his own. The steward might be having a look at that incident later on this evening, as Larkin is pushing to try and make this a Red Bull 1-2 again, and Thomas Mack has gone round at the back, and that's unfortunately the Alpine's chance of good points this race possibly gone.
Possibly, but you've seen how they're all having issues around certain part of the track. Maybe his opportunity is still to come, but at the moment he seems to be in a worse position than he was a few moments ago. But that's definitely an unfortunate piece of damage for Schnixel there. I think he's just an innocent victim. But of course, shout out to Colin Mason's reactions there. He saw two cars spin in front of him and just avoided both of them.
And he might get another spot here if he plays his cards right, because Cam is attacking Rage Hunter and towards turn 3, but Rage Hunter is backing off the Ferrari here, and the Ferrari is going to try lunge one down the inside, possibly in towards the Schloss Gold, as that is Thomas Mack retiring from the race. He becomes the 14th man. I was going to say the 14th retirement, but he certainly isn't the 14th retirement. He's the 5th retirement here in this Austrian Grand Prix. Nick has fallen off, our race leader, up the front, but we're looking at the battle for 6th position now between Rage Hunter, Cam, and Colin or Mason. Q2 trying to get, or X2Q trying to get into this battle, as well as merely seconds separating these guys in the midfield. Larkin is pushing to try get on the back of race leader Nick, as well as DRS is disabled. We will see this assist drivers in making the overtakes, as Colin or Mason has pounced on the back of last week's on-track race winner in Miami, Cam, up in front of him. This is the battle for 7th now, as Rage Hunter has found a bit of pace. That's a mistake by Cam. Colin or Mason's going to try sneak up the inside. One of many Masons in this league. Could he be one of many Masons to win an Austrian Grand Prix this evening? It's going to be down the inside for Colin Mason. Can he get the job done on Cam? No, not quite. Beautiful switchback manoeuvre by Cam. That is unbelievable defending by the Scuderia Ferrari. Incredible racecraft there to keep that position. Colin or Mason is going to have to try something else as he tries a late manoeuvre into the Schloss Gold. It's not going to try work, and this is allowing Rage Hunter to bolt onto the back of Rich. There's battles left, right and centre here in the Red Bull Ring.
There's battles everywhere, and of course the battle is also on for the professional win. Of course you have Nick in 2nd place, who's in the prime position. J. Cole is ahead of him on track, but still needs to get rid of those soft tyres. They ain't going to last to the end, so he needs to stop again. But how far down the top 5 or 6 will he come out when he does stop? And that's it. Cam is definitely a good defender as well, but that was a... Oh no, that's Larkin gone round. That's Larkin gone round at turn number 1, and another man has fallen at turn number 1, the Nicky Lauder curve, proving to be such a tricky corner. Larkin is going to fall out of the top 10. No, he's just going to stay in front of Cam rules. But Larkin, that's another big man gone. Nick is in the best position he could possibly be in. But is Nick going to be the next man to spin? Who knows who the next man's going to spin? Rage Hunter's going to be the next man to make a move, however, down the inside in towards the Schloss Gold. The new man, new kid on the block here. He didn't race in Miami. He's certainly racing here. He's racing to a podium, possibly up to 4th. Is Rage Hunter, as Rich is struggling. Cam is trying a move as well, up for 5th position now on Rich, but it's not going to work in towards Remus. He's going to have to try something possibly into turn 3 again, but he's Colin or Mason right on the back of him. Colin trying to move into turn 3. Is Colin going to try a move here into Rint? It would be a Jochen Rindt style move. It's not going to work out here, unfortunately, as Cam is backing off to try get the run on Rich, possibly, as this is an unbelievable fight between two of the best here in P2, Cam and Colin or Mason. If you're enjoying this fantastic race, make sure to check out the social channels, give us a follow, and check out the Discord, as here comes Colin Mason. He could have another run. He's more healthier in ERS than Cam is, but Cam does have the suction of the Alpine in front. Is Cam going to try a late braking manoeuvre? Look, just look how late
X2Q has broke to try and get with the pack. Here comes Cam. Is this going to be the move for the Scuderia Ferrari? Is this going to be the moment where Cam is going to get himself back into 5th? No, he doesn't pile on the brakes. Lady backs off and there's a yellow flag. It's J. Cole! Oh my goodness me, ladies and gentlemen. Red Bull have had a nightmare Grand Prix around the Red Bull ring. The nightmare of the hills. J. Cole is out of the race from the lead of the race. Larkin has spun from 3rd position, and Red Bull are now on course to only score points from 9th when it could have been a 1-2. The safety car is out around the Red Bull rings. The hills are alive with the sound of groans from the home support.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where he lost it or what happened now. I couldn't even see the cars, they all went past it, but it's... I knew he wasn't going to win the race unless something very strange happened. Didn't think he'd end up retiring because of the thing being strange happening to him, but of course this gives those that haven't made their second mandatory stop a perfect opportunity to do so. But of course Nick didn't come in, didn't need to. He's in the box seat right now, and we wish that this was only a virtual safety car so he could keep that lead while he works on his tyre temperatures. But Rich up into 2nd, Cam in 3rd, Colin in 4th. This is going to be one almighty scrap.
Unbelievable this one's going to be. And as we said, J. Cole had 10 points finishes in 10 races. Absolutely not going to continue here in the Red Bull ring. He's out of the Grand Prix for a first career DNF. He technically has the fastest lap. Does he get a point for it if he retires?
I would say at this instance I don't think he would,
because
he hasn't done enough laps.
No, I think he's going to be beaten anyways, because we're going to have a lot of guys charging on the soft compound tyres. But it is the man himself. Let's try that again. ERT Nick is leading the Austrian Grand Prix. The man who's been here since season 1, the main owner, the admin, whatever you must call him. But right now, he is the man favourite to win the Austrian Grand Prix. It will take a bit of a charge to do so, because he'll have to defend off some quick soft runners behind. But the man looking to take his 9th career victory, his 82nd points finish, and his 60th podium in One Hub Racing. Now, he does claim he is a lot more than that, because unfortunately our statistic sheets are only from season 4. So he would have a few more than that, but in terms of current statistics, this would be Nick's 60th One Hub Racing podium. But the soft runners, JM is going to be really quick here, so is Rage Hunter. And Larkin. Larkin's back in this one from his spin as well.
Yeah, he certainly is, and it's unfortunate that Thomas Mack was one of the ones I chose at the start, and he's no longer in this race. He was in a great position at the start, but unfortunately it wasn't his day today. But nevertheless, he had a good race. In the brief moments I did see him, he made a couple of small mistakes, but unfortunately one of those became a terminal mistake, as we are going to go racing very shortly, as the safety car will be in this lap.
We're going to go racing shortly. I have a quick comment from JM's interview written in my notebook beside me. He says, I feel bad about the Red Bull ring, so I won't expect anything. Due to the slipstream fest, you have to be alert everywhere, because one small error means you lose multiple positions. Alert is something JM is going to have to be here, because he's in 5th. He's on the best tyres, but he does have a penalty, so that could really change everything. Nick, an experienced man at the front, is going to get us underway any moment's time. The thing here with Nick is he has a bit of a buffer behind him with Rich, Cam and Colin or Mason, his teammate. We go racing in the Styrian Hills here in the Red Bull ring. Already a move for the man on the softs, JM. He's got the tyres lit up. He's passed Colin or Mason. He's done it in a legal fashion. He has not passed until the start finish line, just like you are meant to do, as Rage Hunter is going to be on the back of Colin or Mason as well, and we're going to charge up towards the hill here in turn 3. There's going to be race cars absolutely everywhere up here in a few laps time. Here comes Larkin, big dive down the inside. He's gone for the both of them, 3 wide in towards turn number 3. It's J. Luke who has to abandon ship off the circuit. Larkin with a big lunge, he's got the job done on both of them, and we're going to go about 3 wide possibly here down the straight. Cam Rhodes trying around the outside, gets himself up into 8th spot on XQ2, but XQ2 holds his inside line. Unbelievable racing here in the midfield of the P2 tier. Cam Rhodes gonna try up the inside of X2Q. Has he got the job done? He absolutely has. Unbelievable driving there. JM is pouncing on the back of a podium here.
This is incredible stuff. You don't know where to look. There's battles going on all over the place, and that is what happens. Safety cars do breed safety cars. We've had a few today. They didn't seem to have lasted too long, but this is what happens in the final few laps. We are on to lap 31 of 36. So it's anyone's race at the moment, but Nick is still in control. I don't want to say too much because I don't want this curse to bite me very, very hard. But Rich in P2 has got to be very robust in his defence. He said a few moments ago he has to be. JM has to be alert. You need your eyes on stalks, as famous drivers would say about certain tracks, and I think this is definitely one of the situations in which it could be.
Here he goes. There's going to be an attack here on Cam. Cam is a bit of a nippy defender, as we've seen earlier on in the race. Then moving Colin O'Mason. Colin O'Mason is down to 6th. Big lunge from JM down the inside in towards Schlossgold. Cam Rules has just kicked out his steering there to make sure there was no contact made between the two, as JM's does still have that penalty. Gap of the front. 1.2 seconds separates ERT, Nick and Rich, as JM is the man on the move. I believe he does have that 3-second time. He does have a 3-second time penalty, so it would be a mammoth task if he could win this one. But even Rich is closing in on Nick. Are Nick's tyres going to even make the end here? There will be. Horrible as it's Cam. Cam gone round through Rint. Horrible look for the Ferrari.
Yeah, he's done that in the right place, actually. He's done it near the pits. He's going to come in, abandon these tyres, put on soft tyres, go for a fastest point outside. Top 10 and
here we go. There's going to be an overtake here. JM's got to go down the inside of Rich, and this is for 2nd position here in the ERT Austrian Grand Prix. Rich is now going to have to defend from the other Williams of Rage Hunter. Williams are on the move here in Austria. Rage Hunter is going to try down the inside on Rich Shirley here. Shirley's going to break the later of the two. No, he doesn't. He backs off, and I thought he would have sent one, but he's more sensible than I am. Gap at the front is now broken. DRS barrier as Rich is going to unfortunately lose this one in towards Remus. Rage Hunter has got the job done in towards that double left-hander. JM though is hunting down Nick. Nick burning all his ERS to make sure JM doesn't get the ERS, and this is going to be a case of whose tyres fall off first up the front.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch in these final few laps. The mediums won't be great at the end, but they should definitely make it to the end. They're going to be a little bit sketchy perhaps if he's taken too much out of them earlier on, but the soft tyres, they're also going to be twice as bad actually, because they're soft tyres anyway. So
there's a bit of a kerfuffle at turn 1. It's Lukey and J Luke, the two Lukes making a bit of contact. This will invite Schnicksel up the inside. This is only for 10th position, but Schnicksel is going to get it done on J Luke due to that bit of a kerfuffle. It's 8-10 separating the top two of Nick and JM. We're on lap 33 of 36. Unbelievable racing here in the Red Bull Ring tonight, as there's the lunge from Larkin up the inside of Rich. Larkin led this race, led a lot of this race in fact, ahead of teammate J Cole, but he was the one who made the first mistake for Red Bull, and then J Cole followed with an even bigger one. We're side by side here through the Worth curve, as I thought there was going to be contact. Somehow there was not. Cam Rules all over the back of the other esports Walesman of Colin O'Mason, who I don't think is going to take in his fellow family member's steps, as ran wide here for JM. There's a comment from Chalker saying team orders possibly at Williams. There well might be. We could get a 2002 scenario here between JM and Rage Hunter, because Rage Hunter is just as quick as JM, and he doesn't have that penalty. That's Rich gone round. That is Rich gone round at turn number 1. It's another man gone through Nicky Lauder curve, and I believe Colin O'Mason. Oh no, I think he's just been dropped here by the guys on the soft tyres. Lukey up the inside of Cam Rules, and Cam Rules has had to run oh so wide, and he's going to lose a spot to the second Aston Martin and the Alpine, and possibly the Alfa Romeo of Schnicksel. Schnicksel's got to go for the long way around the outside, the Schlossgold, but he's got to get it done. No, he is not. Cam Rules absolutely really late on the brakes, as was the McLaren, but we just have to cut back up to the front really quickly here, folks. JM is on a charge.
Yep, he certainly is on a charge, but he's probably not going to be the only one on a charge in these final couple of laps. We're about to go onto lap 30. Oh no, oh Colin is into the barriers.
Oh no, Colin's gone. Colin is into the barriers, and that is really unfortunate for the Mercedes crew. They've one Mercedes leading the race, the other one, he will come home for 11th place points possibly here. I mean, there's still one car leading the race, they're hardly going to complain. Lap 35 out of 36, and maybe Williams' tactic here will be to get JM in front, back up Nick into Rage Hunter and grab a 1-2 for the team, quite possibly. But we will have to wait and see. JM almost sending purple sectors, heading up the hill in towards Remus of turn 3, down towards turn 4. Nick is going to hold on for the time being, and I think he might just have to lead one more lap and not let JM attack if he wants to win the Austrian Grand Prix. It would be his 9th One Hub Racing win, and we just have to see what the boss man can do here.
Yes, we certainly do, but as they say, pressure is a privilege. Can he deal with this in the most perfect way that he can? Those tyres are looking very, very strenuous right now, but I think he's got another lap in them, but he needs to be absolutely picture perfect, and he's got about half a second, so he is, unfortunately, he's going to have the ERT disadvantage here, but can Nick lead the final lap, which is the one you want to lead? Doesn't matter about the other laps, it's all going on here. There's 2 cars right behind him as well, 2 teammates of course as well, so let's see what happens in this final few miles of track.
It's a Mercedes engine 1, 2, 3. There's no attack into turn 3. If he can survive the Schloss Gold, he may be on course for a victory. JM's not got the exit, Nick's not got the exit either, so there still will be a time loss. But if he can just hold on through these final few couple of corners around a 10-cornered Red Bull ring, Nick might just be able to see out a possible iconic victory for Nick. He started 6th on the grid. He's closing in as JM. It's going to be really tight through the final few corners. You can see it there. There's no mistakes from Nick out of the Worth curve. He just has Rint and the Red Bull Mobile curve to do. Yellow flag in sector 2, but it does not matter now. Nick has got around this 9th corner, the 10th corner of the famous Red Bull ring, and ERT Nick will come home for his 9th career victory, his 60th career podium, and an iconic comeback win for ERT Nick. Didn't win in season 20. He will win in season 21. The loyal Mercedes man has taken a win around the Red Bull ring. Unbelievable scenes. Rage Hunter comes home 2nd, JM comes home 3rd, Larkin comes home 4th, Lukey and X2 5th and 6th for Aston Martin. Schnitzel will come home 7th, J Luke in 8th, Cam Rules will come home 9th, and Cam is going to come home 10th, Colin R. Mason in 11th, followed by Rich, who is going to finish in the pit lane.
Okay, fair enough. I guess you might as well. But,
Colin R. Mason picking up the fastest lap there.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's...
Not a bad day for Mercedes.
There you go. Every point of position matters here in One Hub Racing, but there's a lot to digest here. But what we can say is, provisionally, we've had a race on our hands. What a fantastic result.
Fantastic result, an unbelievable result for a lot of drivers, and this championship has just spiced up another notch, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is, the man with the glory to celebrate today. ERT Nick wins once again in One Hub Racing, ahead of the 2 Williams drivers on the podium. Austria, historically a good track for Williams. Of course, 2014 they had a great race. 2015 quite quick as well. 16 wasn't so bad either. But they've had a beautiful one here in season 21 of One Hub P2 tier. As you see the champagne being sprayed, the full race results will be up in a moment. Let us know in the chat who your driver of the day is, because of course me and Matthew do have to nominate one.
We certainly do.
Here's your full race results in the Red Bull Ring. It is ERT Nick who wins from 6th on the grid with a race time of 45 minutes 17 seconds. Rage Hunter gets 2nd on his first start this season, ahead of JM, his teammate, in 3rd. ERT Larkin in 4th, ahead of Lukey in 5th. X2Q in 6th. Schnitzel in 7th. J Luke in 8th. Cam Rules 9th. 10th for Cam. Colin R. Mason in 11th with the fastest lap. Rich in 12th. J. Cole 13th. Thomas Mack 14th. Wade in 15th. Del Gesu 16th. Fatality 17th. And of course, Last Lawrence, our pole sitter, was out on lap number 1. Matthew, who do you have a driver of the day?
Well, I'm going to use my famous line here. There's quite a few candidates we could probably choose, but I'm going to go for the man that started outside the top 10. Couldn't quite overhaul everyone, but he did finish 2nd today, and that's Rage Hunter. with a 3-stop strategy. And I want to ask him, do you think if you did a 1 less stop, you might have been able to win this race today?
Question I'm going to ask to our race winner, because I feel it's only fair he gets the Driver of the Day nomination. It will be his 22nd Driver of the Day award if he won it. How does it feel to win again in One Hub Racing? Simple as that. I have no other question for him, because I think that's the question he will want to answer himself. ERT Nick wins in Red Bull Ring. Matthew, any final words from yourself?
I'm just going to really quickly thank our wonderful sponsors and partners here at One Hub Racing just before I go off air tonight. And I just want to start with Next Level Racing, who sponsor the league by providing prizes, and Pure Sim Gear, who sponsor the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to the driver with the most combined pole positions and fastest laps. And of course, our brand new sponsor here this season is Gamergoo, who sponsor the league by providing samples to trophy winners, samples of their Gamergoo. And we said at the top of the show we want to try that. Still hasn't changed. I really want to try that, but I suppose I better start winning some trophies first. And of course, our partners are Vespertine, who partner with Vespertine, who support our championship prizes, and ERT partner the ERT Go and Get Stuff Award and league trophies. And finally, we have SimGrid, powered by SimGrid now, who run our seasons through their community and platform, and everything is sleek and easy to find in one magnificent place. And you can always see at the click of a button who is and isn't racing on any given week. And of course, we should thank the Tasman, because without him, we wouldn't have been able to see all the damage and who got caught up with who, and who was on the best tyre at what time, and who did the fastest laps overall in the sectors. Incredibly, our fastest lap man was P11, who only set purple sector 1, so that was quite a lap there from him. And yeah, it's Nick's first victory of the season, and quite some time he's done that. But I will hand back to you to close the show. Thank you for everyone that's been watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you everybody for watching One Hub Racing. You can join us next week for another magnificent race. If you enjoyed tonight, you will only enjoy next week even more. We head to Interlagos for the ERT Brazilian Grand Prix. It'll be a magnificent one, folks. You can check out all our other tiers. You can check out P1, which is currently running now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been Evan Dalton. I was joined by Indecisive Matthew. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time.